Morning! Hi, it's Easter Sunday. We're just having chucky egg and toast for breakfast. Chris is having 2 eggs, I'm having 1 because Chris is greedy and I'm not. I know. Anyway, yesterday we sat down with 1,000,001 maps thinking, right, where can we go for a walk? Bearing in mind we're still in sort of a lockdown, but we can travel now. Anyway, after much deliberation, we thought we would get the bus downtown to Manchester and then walk up home by the canal, and we'll pick you up as we go along. See you later. Hi, right, we've just got here at the start of our walk. We're in Ancoats, so we're going to show you some of the sights before we get to the canal, and first we're going to take you to Anita Street, and then I'm going to tell you a story about Anita Street. Come with us. Hi, right, this is Anita Street, which is one of the first streets in Manchester which was built with running water, and it was originally called Sanitary Street, but the people who lived here didn't like the name that it was called Sanitary Street, so they took the beginning and the end off the name of the street and renamed it Anita Street. And actually it's a really nice little street now. I'm going to have a wander down. Okay, so we've got another interesting building here. This is the old Express building, which held the printing presses for the Express newspaper when I was a child. I remember seeing at the front, this is a side view, but I remember seeing at the front, watching the papers move around in the morning. It's now, the front part now is fancy apartments, as is everything in Ancoats, the northern quarter, the place to live these days. Okay, shall we have a wander around the front and you can see the front of it? Oh, okay, so this is the front of the Express building. As you can see, very interesting architecture. It's been here as long as I can remember, but as I said before, it's now apartments. I think there might be some office space there as well. And then if you just turn round to this building here, which is on the corner of George Lee Street, sorry about the sound of the traffic, someone's waving to us there. It's a really beautiful building, but I absolutely have no idea what the history is. Maybe we can Google that when we get home. Right, we're heading over now to the canal area. Okay, so we've finally made it to the Rochdale Canal. As you can see, this is the trendy area. You see a few interesting things as we go along. Okay, this is New Islington Marina, where the boats moor up. This is just so different from when I grew up round here. All of these apartments are new, as you can see, and it was full of litter and supermarket trolleys and bottles and all sorts of things in this area. There was no boats like this, and it was really run down. And actually it's lovely to see what a good job they've done of this area. Yeah, it's full of hip young things now. But yeah, interesting really. It's changed since we were last here, which is probably 2 years ago. It's just, it's thriving, and it's great to see it's thriving, but actually it's thriving at the expense of other areas further on into East Manchester, which you know, Manchester Council have put the money here but not actually put it elsewhere. So we'll walk up and you'll see the difference as we carry on up the canal. Okay, so this is the old Ancoats Hospital now. It's been here, well, it says there 143 years old and in need of love, and it certainly is. The facade of it is listed, so I think they're just trying to think about what to do. It's been like this for years now. I remember this being an actual working hospital. my brother came in. I think he had his tonsils out here, or somebody did. I remember visiting someone. You know, it was a well-loved hospital locally. I think if they had wanted to do something with it, it would have been done by now. I think it's been in this disrepair now for a good 20 years, I would have thought. So yeah, I think it's I think they're just waiting for it to fall down, which, looking at it, I think it's only the scaffolding keeping it up. It's a shame though, because it's another beautiful old, what was a beautiful old building gone, but I think, to be honest, it's probably beyond repair. And try and find a picture of it, how it was in its heyday, and put it in the picture. Okay. This as all filled in, so there was spent a lot of money reopening all this waterway right up here, but when I was a child there was only about 2 inches of water in this, and they spent a lot of money in opening the whole waterway so you can actually use them. We've done a good job really. Again, this is just near Butler Street, so again, another area that I know really well from growing up, but completely different now. And certainly didn't have locks. I remember it was absolutely filled in with concrete, and I think further on up you can see still bits of the concrete, look how they filled it in. So when I mentioned before about it being filled in, look, you can see how it was filled in, where the water came to. So that's where they've now dug down, but they've left it here in bits where they've not come right into the towpath. So as I said, when I was a child, you can see the depth, had like that much water in. I used to come catch up with a fishing net catching tiddlers, not here, further down near where I lived, but yeah, this is how it was all the way up. Just seen on a log, it was 2001, the date on the log, so that's 20 years ago. I think that if we're on Barley Street, that's Victoria Mill, and that was probably one of the first mills to be renovated. Because I remember people moving in to the flats in there, well, apartments to call them, but yeah. So that's probably at least 20 years since they redid that, but probably a bit longer really. I know as well I worked at St Mary's because I remember someone who I worked with living in it. So yeah, it's been a long haul then, I suppose, in doing the area up. But I think this is probably about as far as it goes, where the regeneration is. I think as we go on from here, things sort of go a bit downhill. Can't work out what it says.
No, I've no idea. Somewhat Gaby. Maybe someone's name.
So this is the old site of Mather and Platts. where it was munitions and things during the warplanes.
Oh, right, okay.
Heavy industry. Yeah, it was a really big employer around here up until probably the early 80s. Yeah, I remember they had like a social club and things that, you know, people used to have the dues in it and the like. Yeah, so we've got Newton Heath Library here, which has been renovated. It used to be yellow, and the sides, it wasn't square like that, so I think they put some rendering on it. To be honest, I preferred it yellow with paintings on. I know it was looking tired, but it was not. I think that just looks miserable now. And there's just an expanse there now. There was the old CIS building, not CIS, FIS, Failsworth Industrial Society building that was placed there. It was pulled down just probably a month or so ago because it was an unsafe building. It's a shame really, but we'll show you the market, or what was the market, very soon. This is another thing that really, lack of investment in this area really, but we'll see it in a minute. Okay, so as I said before about the lack of investment within Newton Heath, this is the site of the old Newton Heath market. Now it doesn't look very big, but it was a fantastic market. People used to travel from all around to come here, and then the guy who owned it was a privately owned market. The guy who owned it was offered a substantial amount of money from Manchester City Council, and we believe it was something in the million, around £1 million for it. Manchester Council then said they were going to make improvements to the market, which, to be quite truthful, it didn't need any improvements because it was absolutely thriving. They took the heart out of it, wrecked it basically, and it never recovered, having finally closed down quite a number of years ago now. But it was really sad. Now I think, you know, the idea was that they were going to build houses or something here, because they have built quite a bit around, but I don't think that's come to fruition either. So yeah, this is people in Newton Heath are very disappointed with Manchester City Council in the fact that they tore the heart out of this really vibrant shopping area. There was everything. You didn't even need to go to town to get anything. You just see that there was the market and all the shops on Old Church Street here. So yeah, it's a shame. It really is a shame, because the demise of the market meant really the demise of Newton Heath as it was. You know, you live in hope that something will be done, but I'm not so sure it will now. I think the money's in Ancoats these days, not Newton Heath. Sad, but that's progress, I suppose. Is it good? Is it bad? Let you decide. Hello. Okay, so we're outside Morrison's, Failsworth. As you can see, it looks relatively new there. It was rebuilt. It used to be Marlborough Mill, and it had another couple of floors on it. Going back, I'm trying to think, it was like quite a long time ago, again 25 years probably since they redid it. I had my first job here. I worked on the checkouts when I was 16, and actually I loved it. But thinking back, I don't think they were a very good employer, but actually I loved it. I had nice fond memories of it, but yeah, it's not looking anything like it did when I worked for it. It was an old mill. Actually, it was called, I don't know if I've said it, it's called Marlborough Mill. And for anyone who's read Elizabeth Gaskell, North and South, the mill in that was Marlborough Mill. So I do sometimes wonder if it was based on that mill or not. We are now in Oldham because we're in Failsworth, so not technically Manchester. Failsworth's a bit of an in-betweeny place because it's got a Manchester postcode but run by Oldham Council, so it's a bit of both really. But yeah, this is where I started my working career at 16. 51 now. I've never stopped working since, but hopefully I'll be able to retire very soon. So this area has been returned into the canal again. When I was a child, and we're talking the 1970s here, there was a shopping giant, it was called. It was a co-op, big co-op, where we used to come shopping every week, and it was actually built over the canal. So when they decided to redo the canal, obviously they knocked it down, but you can actually see that this is all a new part of the canal. But yeah, we used to come every Saturday, and there was a little ice cream shop next to it, and we used to go in, and Mum used to buy me an ice cream, and then we'd go round the shopping giant and doing the shopping. Really fond memories. My dad used to park the car and then go not the working men's, Liberal Club, which is over there, which is now a day nursery, and then drive home. Yeah, drink driving in them days, but yeah, we don't do that no more. Yeah, fond memories of Saturday afternoons with my mum and dad. Okay, so we're at the end of the canal at Chadderton now. We're at Chadderton Mosons, that's this building here. Been a good walk, weather's been nice, a bit warm now actually, a bit out of puff. It's all uphill, you know, from Manchester. So we're at Bridge 77A. So we've done Manchester to Chadderton. We might, in a few weeks' time, do Rochdale to here. But that's it for now. See you later.